let's begin our warm-up first of all. So hopefully I get this neck and shoulder loosened off. I think it's 2 weeks of doing nothing, then a week of doing too much. So feet underneath your hips, standing it nice and tall. Little nodding with the chin, little tuck of your bottom, and just let your weight sit into your heels. So we're going to lift up both arms and just drop them over to the right, lift them, and then drop them around to the left. So try to get that little bit of length into the neck. Keeping the bottom squeezed, so as you're turning your upper body, the hips stay nice and square to the front, and you can feel the weight staying evenly through both heels. If you're happy your hips are staying nice and square, start to lift the heels as you lift the arms. Now when you lift the heels, try not to let the ankles roll apart. So you're pressing down evenly through the balls of your feet. Breathing in with a lift and out to drop. Trying to keep the knees slightly soft and relaxed, just so it challenges the balance and the stability around the ankles a little more. This time holding on the left hand side. We're going to come into a gentle wrap. So again we're going to focus on keeping the hips square to the front still. As you wrap to your right, take a stride forward and then step behind your left foot. So a long stride forward and then a long stride back. And again, keeping the hips square to the front as you stride back and as you stride forwards. A little bit of length all the way through the neck and all the way up to the crown of the head. Breathing out as you wrap, breath in. Out as you step forwards, and once more here. As you step forward, stay forward, square hips, put both heels down, straighten up the legs, and let's come into a little hamstring stretch. So as we hinge forward, we're trying to keep the chest lifted slightly, so it keeps also the extensor muscles working through the spine. So we're not bending our backs as we come forward. The belly button softly drawn towards the spine, little pinch between your shoulder blades, and then try and lift your bottom, your sit bones up towards the ceiling. So there we should start to feel a little bit more stretch down the back of that right thigh. Try not to look forward as you hinge, keep the chin nodded in, so the ears just stay nicely in line with the shoulders to help maintain the alignment as you move. Coming into your last one here, and hold. Bend your front knee so it's over your heel, you can feel the weight in the heel, and then take the left leg further back. Palms then come down towards your thighs, and we're going to come into a little lunge, bending the back knee, lifting the arms, your right arm open, so you turn to the right hand side, and then you gently rise. So we lead with the back knee towards the ground. Again, we think about our glutes, so we squeeze the bottom here, so when we turn the upper body, the legs, the knees, the hips, all stay in that set position. We start to also think about the shoulder blade. As we draw the arm back, we feel the shoulder blade gently squeezing in towards the spine. As we squeeze the shoulder blade, back in towards the spine, keep the elbows soft and try and feel the front of your chest and your shoulder opening as you draw the arm back. And let's go with just one more here. Little breath in, breathe out as you open, soft breath in, and breathe out and step forward. We're going to do all that again on the other side. We're going to come back to those arm lifts. So first of all, lift the arms, come into a squat this time and lift. To a squat and lift. Breathing in as you sit back, a little bit of rotation to the upper body, weight moving back into the heels and back into the hips. Keep the chest lifted, so again we've still got a length into the spine, and you can also add in the heel raise as you rise. Try not to reach too far back, just let the arms naturally float behind. Push through the heels first, and pull up with the heels and press through the balls of your feet. Once more on each side. And then as you come into your last one, holding at the top. Bring the heels down, hands to the right hand side, wrap to the left, step forward with your left leg this time as you wrap, and then step back. When you step back, keep the heel lifted so you're on the ball of the foot, When you stride forward, heel down. As you stride forward, your right heel lifts. So you're just feeling your body weight transferring from one foot into the other. Again, the shoulders still relaxed and just down away from the ears. And get the feeling you're still pulling up through the top of the head. So we're trying to keep a little bit of space between each of our vertebrae. And your last one, as you step forward, hold and square to the front. Back heel down, hips again square, roll the shoulders back and keep your ribs lifted. That hip hinge when you're ready. Such a nice feeling down the back of the left leg. And again, you're trying to pull the bottom away from your left heel. Trying to lift the bottom slightly upwards towards the ceiling. Now don't rush, so we end up bending the back. Hinge slowly. So we keep the belly button softly drawn towards the spine and feel that nice stretch across the back of the leg. Maybe all the way down across the back of the knee. And twice more here. Coming into your last one. As you come into the centre, holding. Bending your front knee so it's at 90 degrees and then the right leg, going a little further back. Your tailbone tucks, your shoulders are set above your hips. Ease into the back knee, open the left arm, and then gently rise. When we turn the upper body, we're trying to make sure the knees don't move. So we really think about putting the weight through that front heel, tucking under a little with your tailbone, and also squeezing the bottom just before you turn. So once we've got the hips in set position, we can feel the turn through the rib cage. We can start to encourage a little bit more opening through the front of that left shoulder by actively drawing the shoulder blade in towards the spine. As your left arm opens, keep the right arm soft and relaxed, but keeping it still. 2 more here. Opening through the heart, pulling through the top of the head, and your last one. Holding and stepping in. Right, so let's get into the inner thighs with our side lunges. So feet at hip distance, we're going to stride over to the right and just bring the hands to the chest. Now try not to let the knees drop forward here, pull your hips back. And if you can, as you come in, lift the knee to hip level or tap the ball of your foot, your toe on the ground. Again, take time to push your hips back here. Then think about the breath, breathe in, breathe out, pull up tall. In through the nose as you stride, out through the mouth as you rise. We're going to add in a little bit of balance at the top. So we hold here, and then we extend the leg back and the arms forward. Come back to centre, stride across. Hold at the top, standing knee soft, hinge from the hips. And let's try and really lengthen the back of the body. So you push away through your fingertips and stretch back into the toes at the same time. Shoulders above hips, abdominals gently drawn in, and 2 more to go. So we're starting to find more stretch in the left leg, but more balance and stability through that left leg too. Your last one. Stay here for 4, extend. Bring the shoulders above the hips, chin in. You can get the foot lower if you want to and lightly tap the floor to help with the balance. I might need to do that. And your last one. And then bringing the knee just back below hip level and step in. Let's go to the right. Left leg moving, stride across. Option to tap the foot or to lift the knee. Notice the arms. Pull them out wide and pull the shoulder blades together. So every time we come into centre, we're also bringing that engagement and awareness into our upper back. Try to be aware as you pull the shoulder blades together, you're not pushing the rib cage forward. So we're still using upper abdominals to hold the rib cage down. Then we find some more balance, we hold at the top, maybe, and then we extend. And we come back to centre. Hips back. Come up tall. Reach forwards. Now again, as we come up into the centre here, don't look out your right knee. Keep it soft, it makes it harder, clearly. And think about how far you can get your fingertips away from your toes here. Clearly struggling with balance on this side today. Core on, chest up nice and high. Slow, long extension. And twice more. Breathe in. Breathe out and hold. Take a breath in. Now breathe out, pull the shoulders back above the hips. And then go back into your side lunge. And hold here for 4. So we extend. Standing knees soft, shoulders come all the way back above the hips. We push the hips back and that left leg. We breathe out as we start to hinge to help engage our core. And one more time. Out breath on that extension. And your in breath and rise. Ball of foot, heel down. Grab your 2 weights. So we're going to have a weight in each hand. And first of all, we're going to come to sit. It feels really warm in here this morning for some reason. We're going to have a weight in each hand and come to some single leg squats. So the feet are hip distance. Shoulders, don't let them be pulled forward by the weight, so instantly you're engaging your postural, your upper back muscles here. Then your right leg strides forward. So the legs just in line with the hip, palms into your thighs. We're going to sit back into our squat. As we rise, we take a bicep curl. Turn your palms into your thighs here, and then turn them in towards your shoulders here. Lead back into the hips, push out the heel. Slow breath in, breathe out, push through that left heel to get the hip drive, to bring the hips forward, all the way back under the shoulders. But to get the glutes working, you really need to push back into the hips here, and then drive them forwards. Also, as we move through our legs, I want to be thinking about what's happening through the upper back. We've got that little connection between our shoulder blades, nice and long through the neck and through the spine. And one more time. And then we hold here. Bring the weights down. Take your right leg back, a little hinge forward. The front knee's slightly bent, but the knee's not dropping forward. The hips push back. Double arm raise with a double bicep curl. So both arms open, the shoulder blades squeeze together, and then come to the front of your shoulders. Try not to let the chest drop, because that's going to load the lower back. Lift your rib cage. That's going to encourage the work through the extensor muscles of your spine. So it's constantly maintaining that length. Now you can tap your foot in as you come to a curl, or you can keep that back leg outstretched. It's a light tap of the toe, reaching out to the side. 3 to go, bottoms back, chest opening. For your 2, squeeze shoulder blades, and then for your 1, and hold. Bring the weights down, roll the shoulders back. Let's come to a single leg deadlift. So we square the hips, we open up the chest, we take a little hinge, and we rise. We try not to put that back foot down as we come back to centre. And we're not bringing the shoulders all the way back above the hips. Notice how the ears, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, the ankle all stay aligned as we tip. Stretch into that back leg and squeeze all the way down the front of your thigh. Locking the shoulder blades together the whole time. You've got one last one here, and then we'll take it into tricep. So your back leg gets to rest. You come up a little higher, you sit into the shoulders, pull your elbows back. So chest is lifted, we're going to straighten the arms and back to centre. So you should feel how that affects a lot your left hip. Keep the weight pulled back into the bottom and the weight back into your heel. Now as you extend the arms, try not to let the chest drop down. So again, we're still using the muscles through the full length of the spine to maintain this alignment. Tailbone can draw down towards the heels. 4 to go here. Arms pushing straight towards the back of the room and just bending from the elbows. Don't let the elbows drop. Squeeze. 2 to go. Lift the bottom a little higher, and your last one. And then lower the weights and step in. So you feel the difference, we get the strength and the stability into that left buttock. So strength first for your right buttock. Set your posture, feet at hip distance, take your left leg forward. So all the weight's in the right heel, we've not let our body weight come forward. Pull back with the hips. Chin is in as we sit back, and then drive forward with the hips and curl. Slow, controlled movement. As we work slower, with more control, we naturally engage more muscles to help with balance, to help maintain alignment and control. Sometimes we get into a little bit of momentum, we end up swinging backwards and forwards. Nothing's working half as much as it is when you keep that control. And it gives you more time to really think about the alignments of the spine, thinking about the connection through the shoulder blades, the breath in as you sit back, breathing out, drive the hips forward, breathe in, so you can pull them just a little further back. That gets more into your quad and more into your glutes. Last two here, without falling over, and your last one. Hold, front heel down, weights down. We take the right leg further back. We're going to come to a double arm raise, so arms come out to the side and you curl to your shoulders. Hold it there, change legs. It's your left leg back. I can feel that left buttock already. I'm keeping the weight in the right buttock. So hinging forward, open the chest and then curl. That's better. So the right buttock's back to being switched on. Left leg strong and straight, and drawing the belly button towards the spine. Try not to be tempted to look forward. Try and think about how long the neck is. Now if you want to add a little bit more challenge for your balance, as you curl your weights to your shoulders, you tap in. You're not letting your shoulders come down to meet the weights. You're keeping the chest, the ribcage lifted, the belly button drawn through towards the spine. Big breath in as you open and breathing out to close. Nice and controlled from one movement to the other. Every time I say control, I want to fall over. And your last one each way. And then bring the weights down. So from here, leg out nice and straight. We're going to come into our hinge when I've got the weight in the heel. Single leg deadlift. Squeeze shoulder blades together. There's no balance on this leg at all. When you're ready, still no balance. There we go. Hinge forwards. So back leg stays straight. You're trying to stretch back into your toes. And you're also trying to keep that alignment between your ears and your shoulders, your ribs, your hips, and also trying to keep your back leg straight. So as you hinge forward, the whole body moves as one. Then the movement's just coming from your right hip. Slow and controlled, really thinking about the position of the shoulder blades, holding them together, because gravity naturally wants to draw the shoulders down towards the floor. And this is where we feel more work and stability around that upper back. 2 to go here. Breathe in, breathe out with the rise. One more time. And then your back foot stays down. So that's the strength. Here's the stability. Weight stays in that front heel. Pull the elbows up and into your tricep kickback. So it's nice and straight with the arms. The key to getting into your triceps is stabilising your upper arms. Not letting the elbows drop as you extend the arms. Little tuck at the bottom, so again, strong connection through your core. Now try and notice the weight isn't moving into the toes. Keep it placed into the heel. 4 to go here. Breathe out, brace and extend. For your 2. Buttocks really starting to kick in now. Your last one. Lower the weights and step in. Now just give the knee a little release, the hip. Taking one knee over and then the other. Right, from here, let's stay with the back, both palms facing forward. Slide the shoulder blades up, back, and then pull them down. Coming into a hinge, the arms stay straight. You're squeezing the shoulder blades together, just to lift the arms a little. And we're focused on, again, keeping a straight back as we push back into the hips. Now the shoulder blades are locked together. As you lower the arms, it's tempting to let the shoulder blades separate. Now the next time you hinge forward, we hold and we pulse for 3, 2, 1, stand tall. Before you move the arms, brace your core. Lift for 3, trunk of the body stays still, shoulder blades are squeezing together, 1, and slowly rise. 2 more sets of 3. Lengthen from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Keep the hips back just behind your heels. Slowly rise. And 1 more time. 3, 2, and your last one. And rise. So that's really focused on the upper back. Now we're going to come to the top of the shoulders. So we bring both weights to the front of the shoulders and your elbows in. We're going to lunge. Right leg leads first. So take a stride back, press it with your left arm, and then step in. Left leg, right arm. Now when you lift the arm, you might find the spine wants to almost tilt. So only press the arm as high as you can while keeping the shoulders level. Breathing in, stride and press. Breathe out, come up tall. We also don't want to lead the shoulders forwards. We want to take the shoulders all the way back above our hips. We're trying to encourage the back knee towards the floor. But we're also focusing on that front knee staying directly over your heel. We hold and add in the triceps. Hold, tricep extension, and come forwards. Hold, take the weight towards the back of the shoulder, extend, and step in. When you enter the tricep extension, don't let the back bend. So before you take the weight towards the back of the shoulder, hold the front of the rib cage down. So again, you'll feel that you're just bending from the elbow, keeping the shoulder blade drawn down to the back of the rib cage. No rush, all very smooth, all very controlled. And after this, you have, if I don't fall over, 1 more on each side. Core braces, reach back and down, pull it to the shoulder, and your last one here. Stay with the shoulders, the feet come a little bit wider. We're going to add a little tip with our squat. Down into a squat, tip and press. Down into your squat, turn your palm forward. Now you don't have to lift the leg high, you can just come to here. But do turn the palm forward so you pull the shoulder blade back in towards the spine. Now keep the length into the neck, so as you tip to the side, your spine and your neck stay nicely aligned. And if you want to make it harder, extend both arms. Push, come back to your shoulders. Open the chest and shoulders. Breathe in, sit into the hips. Breathe out, open. We add on a little bit more. We hold at the top and we just lower and lift. Then you come back to your squat. 1 arm or both arms. Lower, lift, back to your squat. Brace your core first. Lower the leg to the floor, lift as high as you can, and ease back into that squat. Try 3 this time. 3, squeeze shoulder blades together. Right knee slightly soft. Weights come to shoulders, into that nice wide squat. Pushing it open. Little connection through the core. Keep looking forwards. So you can feel the shoulders, the chest nice and open. Straight leg on that left leg, soft knee on the right leg. And last time, over to your left. Squeeze shoulder blades. 3, lift a little higher if you can. For 2, Your last one. And then bring both feet down, hands to shoulders. Then bring it down to your thighs. Single arm bicep curls. Before we get to lie down, opposite foot lifts. So right heel, left arm. Tuck the bottom. So as we move the arms and the legs, we try not to let the hips or the spine change position. So set your posture strong. Alternate the feet. Try not to put the heel down. And try to get your elbows glued to the side of your rib cage. Feel the twist. Turn your palm up and then towards the hip. Try to notice the hips aren't going from side to side. So if you need to move slower, control the movement through the ankles. Little tuck of the tailbone. Nice strong squeeze through the glutes the whole way through. 5, 4, smooth down, chest high. Last 2 on each side. I'm sure this heating's slung or something, it's so hot down here right now. I'm just working harder than I've worked for a little while. Right, let's have a lie down with both weights. Whew. So coming onto our back first of all, we're going to work with the opposite arm and leg, because as we work with the opposite arm and leg, it starts to challenge our core and especially our obliques to hold your midsection, your spine, your ribs in set position. And that's our focus, not how far we take the legs or how big we can make the arms, how still we can keep everything in the centre. So stability first, then your movement. So start with both arms up, your palms in. Notice the weights aren't over my face or over my head. I'm drawing the shoulders down, the weights either side of the heart, so mid-chest. Both knees come up into tabletop. We tilt the pelvis back slightly so we're in imprint. And we're just going to open the right arm and the left leg. Left leg, left arm, sorry, right leg. Chin it in. Draw the front of the rib cage slightly down towards your hips. Notice as you open the arm, you're not allowing your ribs to flare. Notice the elbow soft, so the movement is coming from the shoulder joint. Wrists are staying strong and straight. Now you can stay with this movement or with me. Open your right arm, your left leg and hold. Open your left arm and your right leg. So come in, out and hold, out and hold. In with the first arm and leg, in with the second. Chin in, belly braced, controlling from one side to the other. You're going to definitely start to feel, as you extend that second arm, that's where your back wants to lift off the ground. So before you even think about moving that second arm, brace strong here, keep the brace, come in slow, come in slow. 2 more sets. If you feel this is too much and you're struggling to keep the back down on the floor, just stay with that first option, a single leg. Now we hold at the top. Right arm, left leg. This time a toe tap and a tricep press. So as the left arm goes back, the right foot eases towards the ground, but you're not trying to touch the floor. Tilt the pelvis back so you keep your soft imprint. And noticing that as you lower the leg, the back's not lifting. If the back lifts, it means the tummy muscles switch off a little and the back muscles start to stabilise. So don't think you need to move too far to get those tummy muscles working. Stay within a range where you can feel the back staying towards the ground the whole time. Just try and be aware the head hasn't tilted back. Nodding the chin and keep drawing the front of the ribs slightly down towards your hips. Breathe in to lower, out on the extension. 1 more on each side. Bring both feet down, get them nice and close, palms are in. Top of the hip bridge. So we're going to start at the top here, retracting the shoulders, hips nice and high and elbows are soft, in line with your mid-chest, not over your face. Lower the hips halfway and open both arms and lift. Breathe in as you open, breathe out to close. In through the nose, out through your mouth. Holding this time at the top, double tricep press with a double heel raise. So you lift both heels, place the heels down, open to your fly. Squeeze the bottom here and don't let the bottom drop as you lift your heels. If you feel your bottom's dropping, don't lift the heels. Keep the heels down and just work with that double tricep extension. Each time you bring the arms back, check again the still in line with your mid-chest. So when the weights come down, they're almost skimming just past the front of your ears. Breathe in as you open, don't touch the floor. Breathe out with a lift. Breathe in, out on the lift. 2 to go. Your last one. Stay at the top. After your tricep press, keep your hips up. Right heel, left arm, keep the bottom squeezed. Alternate the arms, alternate the feet, but slowly. Think about both shoulders. Draw them slightly away from the ears and feel them pressing down into the ground. If you can, take a quick glance at the knees and check the knees are staying in line with the hips as you pedal through your feet. So get a little bit more work with calves through ankle stability, but we're still keeping that strong squeeze through the glutes the whole time. 3, breathe out and extend. 2, 1 more on each side. And then both arms up, both heels down, and relax. All the way to the floor. Put the weights down and just bring in your knees. So knees towards chest, and just ease the shoulders down and circle the legs. So let them push away, pull them back in with the hands, reverse them, push away first and then open. And holding there. Hands behind your thighs, nodding the chin. And when you're ready, take a roll up and take both legs out in front. Both weights, going back to the shoulders. We're going to come into a shoulder press with a roll back. We're going to start with a diagonal press to make it a little bit easier to begin with. Now watch the elbows aren't pointing to the side. Point them physically down to your hip bones. Chin is in. You're going to take a roll back. You're going to press it with your right arm to a slight diagonal. Breathe in, bring the weight to the shoulder, and then breathe out, press the diagonal with your left arm. Your aim is to bring your shoulders back above your hips here, to tuck under the bottom as you roll down through the spine here. And you might feel you can come a little lower. You may be able to come all the way down to your upper back. As soon as you start to come forward, whichever position you're coming to, start to press the weight. Breathe in as you ease back. If it feels okay, straight up towards the ceiling, back towards the front of the shoulder. Chin stays nodded in, so you're always looking forwards. And keeping that lengthened feeling through the back of the neck. Again, keep it small. If you need less, just come to here and push up to the straight or out to the diagonal. Give me 2 more on each side. Breath in as you come down. Breathe out on the roll up. Slow breath. Find that strong breath. Your last one. Hold in as you come to the top. And bring the weight down. Okay, in your own time, you can put the weights down and we'll come into a sideline position. So let's work with the weights so it challenges our obliques. If you feel the weight's too much, just work with the arm. Think of your weights in your top hand. So let's get the movement with the arm first and the stability of the shoulder before we even think about moving the arm. This top shoulder has a roll back down to the rib cage, making your top leg a little bit longer. Now the tricep press, your weight comes to your earlobe and the elbow's reaching up to the ceiling, then you extend the arm. Your shoulder press, the elbow comes behind your rib cage if you can, and then extend the arm up. So we touch the earlobe, we keep the wrist straight, try and slide the elbow just behind the rib if you can. If you can't, let it come down towards the side of your rib cage. So that's the arm moving. Adding in the leg. A leg lift, hold the leg, bring the knee forwards and extend. So bring the leg down as you lower the weight, hold it at the top, bring the knee forward, elbow towards the back of the rib and hold. Breathe in through the nose, out to extend. Breath in, knee comes forward and out to press. As we're moving from the leg, we're trying to move from the hip joints. So we can start thinking about our core muscles, drawing the abdominals in. So as you're moving from the hip joint, you're very focused on what's happening between the ribs and the hips. Breathe in through the nose. Draw the front of the ribs down. Hold the front of the ribs down as the leg comes forward. And 4 more here. So smooth, controlled combination. Try and get the shin parallel to the front of the room as that knee comes forwards. Keep also drawing that top shoulder blade down to the back of the rib cage. Your last one. Breathe in, out and hold. Now bring the knee and the weight forward and extend. Again, it doesn't have to come all the way down in line with the shoulder. It might come about halfway down. We might be able to get it in line with the shoulder while still keeping the trunk of the body still. The knee comes forward but no higher than the hip. For 3, pull shoulder blade back. 2, last one, and hold. Bring it all down. Let's change sides. So when you're ready, a roll to the opposite side. So we start with the arm movement first, get that perfected, and then we'll layer in the legs. And then a little challenge at the end. So head rested. Try and turn your palm up so you're not tempted to hold the floor for stability with the underneath hand. Shoulder rolls back and down, extend the arm fully. Don't let the weight start over your head. It wants to be kind of at the side of your rib cage, so it's way below your armpits, and that shoulder blade's pulling away from the ear. There, keeping the upper arm still as you bend from the elbow and reach up, slide towards the back of the rib cage. Keeping the palm facing forward the whole time. So as you bring the weight down, it's coming down right to the side of the ribs, keeping the weight above the ribs here, and then take it towards the earlobe. If you're reaching towards the top of your ear, it tends to mean the arms come too high. So when the shoulder's away from the ear, you should just be able to reach down to the earlobe each time. Shall we add in the leg? Lift the leg. Elbow down towards the back of the rib as the knee comes forward and extend. Breathe in, lower the leg. Breathe out, extend. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Breath in to lower. Still very focused on the shoulder blade itself. Try and get that shoulder blade almost pinned in towards the back of your rib cage. So all the work comes from the shoulder joint. It's challenging the deeper muscles around the shoulder girdle to stabilise as you move. Still checking in on the abdominals. So think about the ribs, making sure the ribs don't flare forward, especially here when the arm goes back. Breathe in through the nose, out and extend. Open up the front of the shoulders, the elbow slides just behind the rib cage if you can. And sometimes if a little tight in the front of the shoulder, it's hard to get the elbow behind the ribs, but just aim in for that position. Helps to open up the chest. Stay here this time. As you extend, we hold, we lock the shoulder blade back in. Knee and arm come forward just a little. Doesn't have to be all the way to hip level and all the way to shoulder level. You're seeing how far you can move the arm and leg without changing the position of the spine, the ribs, or the hips. So again, it's slow and it's controlled. and it's quite intense. It's a soft elbow, so we're not putting tension in the elbow joint. Moving from that shoulder joint. 2 to go. Your last one. And relax down. Put the weight down. Come face down onto the floor. And if you bring your left hand forward and let the head rest on the back of your left hand, your right hand then can reach back, either taking hold of the back of your trousers or your trainer, or if you can, take a hand over the front of the foot. Squaring your hips towards the ground, drawing your tailbone down towards your heels so it lengthens and opens up the front of the hip. If you want a little bit more, you can try and lift the front of your thigh, just slightly off the ground. And if you want to bring some extension into your spine, lift up your chest. And that's also going to help to open the hip a little more. Drawing the shoulder blades down to the back of the rib cage. And then come all the way down with the head and the knee. If it's lifted, release the leg. Take your left foot. Square the shoulders and the hips. Easing the heel towards the bottom. And you're just trying to find a stretch. Your focus isn't getting the heel to the bottom. Your focus is finding a lengthening through the front of the thigh. And making sure it's not painful, because your body will allow it to release. Squaring the hips. If you want more, you can lift the front of the thigh slightly off the ground and draw the tailbone back towards the heel at the same time. Rolling the shoulder blades down, you can peel up your breastbone. Gently squeeze the bottom, let you thrust in your left hip into the ground. Big breath in, right down into the hips. And as you breathe out, bring everything down. Release the foot, hands by your ribs. Bring the elbows and shoulder blades in. Push up through the hands, lifting your rib cage. Now try to put the shoulders be up towards the ears. Pull the shoulder blades back and down, trying to lengthen the neck. Looking forwards rather than upwards. And lift the rib cage, lift your heart. And when you're ready, push back towards your heels. Keep the arms stretched out in front and let the hips pull back. Press down to your fingertips. Keep the hips pulled back. And almost try and pull yourself forward with your fingertips. And then relax. Come into your box position when you're ready. Try not to go straight into the upper back. We tend to be very flexible here. Let's focus on the movement in our lower back first, the cat stretch. So tailbone tucks under. Coming through the mid-back, thoracic spine, and just to about here. And then lower. Now try and lift the tailbone, but also lift your breastbone. So you're pushing the hands into the floor, you're lifting the ribs, and then back into your neutral spine. Try not to go into the upper back. Tailbone tucks first, move through the lower back, and that tends to be the stiffer part. And then just into that mid-back. Then lower the tummy down. Lift the tailbone up, and then lift your rib cage up too. And it's that length we're creating between the front of the ribs and the hips. Then we go back into our neutral, keep the crown of the head gently drawn forwards. Tailbone scoops under to get the lower back first. Then come into the mid-back. And then lower the tummy, lift the bottom and lift your chest. Maybe a little bit higher this time. Push the hands into the floor, lift the heart, and then settling back into your neutral position and your toes tuck under. Big breath in, breathe out, push back towards the balls of your feet and walk your hands back when you're ready. So you can let the head rest, you can let the shoulders relax. You can breathe all the way into the back of the body, and you can breathe out as you relax down, letting your chest almost ease towards your thighs. Alexis' turn. Take a breath in when you're ready, and breathe out as you reset your spine. Try and keep the chin in as you roll up, and as you roll up through the spine, nice big roll back, and down with the shoulders. And a nice little wrap for the weekend. Anchor the weight into the heels. Again, think about the hips, they want to stay nice and still, and you're just looking around the room. Oof. Oof. And coming into the centre this time and just shrug up those shoulders. Let them drop. And again with a breath in and a release. And ladies and gents, all right, have a lovely, lovely weekend. Starting to make some room for some Easter eggs. Been eating